We already spoke about a complete ban of all sales of aquarium fish. This is a 10-year moratorium we're going to talk about. So if there's no further comments, that's particular to that 10-year difference, which, you know, you probably make the point that a 10-year moratorium is a de facto prohibition. If nothing in addition to say to that, then I'd ask that you stand on your written testimony. So moving on to HB606, related to fishing rights, establishes a 10-year moratorium on the taking of aquarium fish, provides assistance, training, and related employment services to workers dislocated by the moratorium. First off, we have the department.
Stand on our testimony in opposition.
Thank you. Office of County Clerk, Kauai County Council. Comments. Humane Society of Hawaii. Comments. Reef Rescue Alliance. In support. Quality Marine. In opposition. Pet Industry Joint Advisory Council. In opposition. Tropical Marine. In opposition. Kaiohe Tropical Fish. In opposition. John Welsh. Comments. Maui Ocean Center. In opposition. Maui Hotel and Lodging. In opposition. Big Island Association of Aquarium Fishermen. In opposition. Route 66 Marine. In opposition. Ornamental Aquatic Trade Association. In opposition. Association of Zoos and Aquariums. In opposition. Okay. If I call your name, you can just say I stand on a written testimony. Doctors Foster and Smith. In opposition. Dynasty Marine Associates. In opposition. And the rest are individuals. Are there anybody who has a burning need to testify on this measure? We'll start on the left side again. Again, we have 10 minutes for comments and questions, and then we're all going to get kicked out.
Joan Lloyd, I support this bill with an amendment to permanently ban the trade. My reasoning is simple. Why would we allow reef fish species to become abundant again from a moratorium, only to have fishermen pluck them from the reefs like flowers after the 10-year moratorium is over? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Whitner.
I'll be brief. We've covered a lot of material. Hermit crabs sold out of Kaneohe Bay by, I think, about 30,000 of them for 11 cents each. Feather dusters sold out of there for 35 cents each. They retail for $30. Maybe they're coming back now. I doubt it. They weren't there for a long time. On the Big Island, the cowfish are gone. Saddle wrasse are gone. On Maui, we've been without the aquarium trade for just 5 years. We're seeing the yellow tangs come back. We're seeing the exotic shrimp come back. And I want to remind everybody here, the AZA, the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, is a vested interest. They need this collection structure in place, or they're going to have to come out and collect their own fish. That's every public aquarium in the nation. That's why they're supporting the aquarium trade. Also, someone made reference, testimony, Foster and Smith is opposed to this bill. Foster and Smith sells our dragon morays. It's a supreme contact for any visitor for $950 each. And if you know where one is, keep it a secret because it'll be gone in an hour. I support this bill with an amendment that not be a moratorium but be made a permanent ban. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay, looking around, I see that all who oppose this are the ones who are profiting, who are making money, and a lot of mainland associations are opposing it too. Why is that? But all who support, they want to protect Hawaii. There are many threats on coral reefs. Ending collecting won't cost anything in regards to regulations and enforcement, but it will remove one threat to the reefs that can be done now. Let's respect Hawaii, and please amend it to forever.
Thank you. You be brief, sir, and stick to the merits of the bill, please, this time.
Well, how many of you ate tuna?
Can you sit down, speak your name to the mic?
How about mahi-mahi? How about the majority of the fish you and I eat? To get that 1 pound of fish you ate, it probably took 20 or 30 pounds of aquarium fish to feed, to raise it to that 1 pound. So by eating the fish that are the predators, you're actually imbalancing the count of aquarium fish more by increasing the population of aquarium fish because you took away the predators that were eating them. I don't see where their argument plays out in the real world. We're consuming a lot more of the predator fish than the feed fish, which are generally the aquarium fish. Thank you.
Thank you. Up in front.
Hello, my name is Ted Kiesel. I oppose this House Bill 606. The 10-year moratorium is a industry killer. I'm an invertebrate collector in Kaneohe Bay, Oahu, and they're still there. I know where they're at, and I try to manage it as best as I can, and to keep giving. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
David Dart, Kona. I have one little paragraph to read, specifically about 606. There was a statement in the bill that states the open areas suffer from diversity. Totally ignores the science from the fish surveys. Worried about fish diversity in the open areas? From Dr. Walsh's 5-year report, he states, in terms of yearly differences in species abundance between the open areas and the FRAs, 6 species have been consistently more abundant in the FRAs than in the open areas. 11 species show no consistent pattern, and 17 species were consistently more abundant in the open areas. That's in your report from Dr. Walsh. Does that sound like a major shift in fish diversity in the open areas? Of course not. Thank you.
Thank you. In front.
Make it brief. Jerry Isham, aquarium fisherman, we already know. I just wanted to bring up the cause and effect that this bill would have for the 10 years that the remaining fishermen that would make an attempt to hang on to the industry that they could. That everybody's forgetting that we still fishermen. We're not going to just quit fishing. We'll move to a different fishery for the time being. But that being said, now we have to think about the cause and effect. All these guys that are trying to protect the so-called herbivores they're talking about, they don't realize that we can dive at 80 to 120 feet. I can catch one single flame wrasse, take it home. I can sell it for about $30 now. Because it's rare, it's because of the depth and the dangers that they are to find. We only have a limited time. Okay, now to make up that difference over the 10 years, I have to catch probably between 8 to 14 manini or other surgeon tanks that's going to be taken out of areas that the tourists do see. Okay, this is a cause and effect that this bill will have on this industry. This is even worse than this is going to be just the same thing with the ban, but they're not thinking about that. So if they think they're seeing an impact now, they dreaming. They can only imagine of the attempt that the fishermen gonna do to attempt to make a living, and it is what it is. Some food fishermen have become aquarium fishermen because of the bang for the buck. You can sustain your family for less fish, less effort, and I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay.
Hi, Doris Chu again. We forget we're here for a specific reason. These are fish that God gave to Hawaii. We're here in Hawaii to protect them. Okay, they're not being protected. They do not bounce back. There was a fisherman who collects feather dusters. The only way you can collect them because they're in the coral is to bash the coral. Okay, that's protection.
Thank you.
I'm for this.
Thank you.
I'd like to modify it and say forever. Okay, we are here to protect God's fish and reefs. Thank you.
Thank you. On the side of the room. Up in front, please.
Hi, Judith Perino, Kailua Kona. I oppose 606. A moratorium is a ban, plain and simple. It's unfathomable to me that the state of Hawaii would kill an entire industry and shut down Hawaii businesses. The idea that this legislation offers job retraining for those that have been in the trade their entire adult lives with no proven harm to the environment is dismissive of all the hard work, effort, and financial risk that they've undertaken to build these businesses. This bill will inflict human hardship on collectors, exporters, and the myriad of individuals and businesses that would be impacted both directly and indirectly by such an ill-conceived measure. Does this committee honestly believe that collectors and exporters who have worked in this industry for 30 or 40 or 50 years could be retrained for any gainful employment at their advanced ages? And who's going to pay for this retraining? Is the state got some kind of fund somewhere that they're going to help these guys out, or there's some other occupation that they could possibly undertake that's going to support them in the way they're accustomed for their whole lives? I've been told repeatedly that, oh, my constituents want this bill. They want a ban. Well, I'm a constituent too. I'm a taxpayer. I've lived in this state for 37 years, and I do not support a ban or a moratorium or whatever you want to label it. Surely the science and the rational, clear thinking will prevail over zealotry by those who feel keeping fish in an aquarium as pets is immoral.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I guess we have time for like maybe one or two more. Okay, in the back.
Wayne Sugiyama. I'm opposed to 606. Okay, a 10-year moratorium is equal to an immediate shutdown of the aquarium industry. I'm going to be 62 this year, and I have to go back to school and then find another job if I graduate. I've been working with aquarium fish since 1971. For some of you on this committee, I'm old enough to be your grandfather or father. Okay. Would you put your grandfather out of work to pass a bill like this? Okay. Please think deeply about family values and traditions. Please don't pass HB 606. Thank you.
Matthew.
Thanks again for making time in your busy day. My name is Matthew Ross. I'm opposed to the bill. I'd just like to share, I'm one of the younger fish collectors on the island. 36 years old. I've been doing it this is my 9th year. It's something I would like to do as long as I can. And as I said before, I don't do it because I'm getting rich. I do it because this is my passion. This is the job that I've never had a job like this. I loved it as much as I do. And it's something I put my heart and soul into. I don't think there's any amount of money you could offer me. You probably could offer me an amount of money, but the state could not afford that. It's hard to imagine an amount of money that you could offer me to retrain myself for something that I believe in less. I firmly believe that the job I'm doing is good for the state, good for people worldwide, and I'm very proud of what I do.
Well, if this bill passes, it'll go on to finance eventually, so you can lobby Sylvia.
We know about that, yes.
Okay, Makani.
Hey, how's it going today? Thanks again. I oppose this bill. We've heard a lot of testimony today, heartfelt testimony about fish, and people just love for fish. Having it in an aquarium, you can have it at your house all day long. You can look at it. And the significant part of having an aquarium, Kapiolani Hospital? I had a daughter broke her arm one day. And in that hospital, there's a big aquarium there. And what made her more happy than anything else was to see the fish. And it took her mind, just for a moment, off the pain. I mean, it's still there. But it took her off the pain. And it brought happiness to my children. And, we have to stick to the facts. You get rid of this entire industry, people will lose their jobs, and getting back and finding another job in Hawaii is not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
So keep those things in mind today. And for us fishermen, as myself, I am a commercial fisherman, nearshore fisherman. I've seen the stocks, I've seen how healthy they are, unlike propaganda may prove to be. You just gotta know where to look. And we as fishermen, as hunters and farmers, we cannot allow any small business to fail or any fishing group to fail. All of it is important, and all of it adds to the wellness of Hawaii.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. There's a committee on consumer protection and commerce that's coming in right now and taking over the room. They'll start at 2 o'clock, so we need to be out of here like right away. I mean, if you wanna.
Okay. Basically, I just want to try to answer some of the questions that you asked previously.
Oh no, there's no need. We're going into questions now. So if that's your intent.
Okay. Well, actually, just quickly, Jesus was a fisherman. Fishing has been around since the beginning of man. Feather dusters, they don't have to tear up the reef to get them. I've got video. If you want a copy of that, just email me. Sustainable, the definition is known reserves, unknown reserves, recycle rate, usage rates, projected increase rates. Of the 600 permits, only 94 are actually really taking fish or active. The other permits are for personal aquariums. So there's actually only 94 divers throughout all of Hawaii. Each fish produces 1 to 5 million fry per spawning. It's very sustainable. In other words, there's more fish to fill in where fish are gone very quickly. Highly sustainable, they grow within just a few months to adult breeding stage. Limited entry, it's used in Alaska. It's been brought up before. Alaska had 10,000 fishermen. They had to do something. This is not the case with us. No one I know of in Hawaii fishes without a permit. We use small mesh nets. Also, ocean law states that the ocean is the common heritage of man. It belongs to all user groups. To shut out a user group without cause or not manage a user group, I believe violates federal law. That's basically it.
Okay.
Thank you. These same permits, these same bills did not pass last year or the previous year or the previous year.
Okay. Members, any questions?
Just one very briefly, sir.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Mr. Tubbs. Just very briefly, I forgot to ask this earlier. There's a classroom full of kids in our district who are following these bills. I promised that I'm going to ask the question that they posed to me, which is, and don't take this the wrong way, but aren't you guys the bad guys in Finding Nemo?
Yeah. The evil dentist, right?
Finding Nemo, 10% increase in yellow.
My wife is a teacher, and in a couple weeks, I'm taking a bunch of fish to the school to help educate the kids.
All right, thank you for your patience, everybody.
Yeah.
I think we've covered a lot of ground. We're gonna take this home. We'll come back at 11:30 for decision making tomorrow. I just wanted to say that it was great getting to know you all. This is very intimate, so thank you. All right, in recess, we take anything? No, I did. Yeah. Same room, 11:30. Tomorrow, decision making. Recess.